Good evening, everyone. I call to order the virtual study session of Lakewood Reinvestment Authority on September 15th, 2025 at 8:03 p.m. To connect with the council meeting online, please use one of the following links at lakewoodspeaks.org or lakewood.org/council videos. For online public comments, you may post comments of any length on lakewoodspeaks.org. That is our online forum for public comments that will be left open tonight and through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for any comments that are related to tonight's presentation. Will the city clerk please start us off by calling the roll?
Chair Strom.
Here.
Commissioner Bearway is absent. Commissioner Cruz, aye.
Here.
Cruz K.
Here.
Furman.
Here.
Kenworthy.
Here.
Kerr.
Here.
LeBure. I didn't hear. Oh, thank you. Lowe.
Here.
Maya Guerrero.
Here.
Nystrom.
Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Sharzai.
Here.
Sinks.
Here.
And Wolfram.
Here.
Great. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
All right. Thank you very much. I will very quickly be handing over our presentation to other presenters this evening. But first I want to make note, there is also on lakewoodspeaks.org some backup information for our meeting tonight for anybody that's joining that would like to see more actual specifics. There is not a presentation as you might typically see on Lakewood Speaks, but the presentation will exist in tonight's meeting. So stay tuned for that. And with that, I will go ahead and hand over the floor to Will Chan, our Executive Director of the Lakewood Reinvestment Authority and new Director of our Economic Development Department as well. Welcome, Mr. Chan. I'll hand over the floor to you.
Thank you. Good evening, Chairperson Strom and LRA commissioners. Just as we transition into the LRA, I just want to thank you for joining the study session tonight. And we're going to be reviewing the 2025 LRA budget and discussing the proposed budget for 2026. Tonight's goal is just to walk through where we are, highlight reinvestment happening across our corridors, and then share a look ahead at what's next for the Lakewood Reinvestment Authority. I just want to ground us at a high level as we talk through how funds are reinvested back into Lakewood. This slide is just a quick reminder that urban renewal areas are established to promote revitalization and redevelopment, especially in places impacted by blight. The projects are funded through a variety of tools listed on the slide, and I'm not going to go into the details. You guys have had a long night, but if you're looking for more information on these tools, we had a study session in April that you can refer back to. As we look at the property values in our reinvestment areas, there's a very clear story. The values are up significantly across the board. West Alameda Phase 1, launched in 1998, grew from 24 million to 73 million before closing out collections showing a 210% increase. Oh, sorry, I need to share my slide. Okay. Apologies. All right, good. Okay, so like I said, phase 1 for Alameda Phase 1 is closing, showing a 210% increase. Phase 2 on Alameda grew even more, over 500%, and Colfax Corridor doubled in value, and the Colfax Wadsworth area has seen a 164% increase. These numbers just show the power of long-term reinvestment and the cumulative impact on our tax base. Moving on to our reinvestment area map. This just gives a snapshot of our reinvestment areas. It's a very broad geographic spread to showcase the LRA's impacts. If you take a look at the two colors, the areas shaded in green are actively collecting and reinvesting funding, while the orange highlights are funds that are reaching the end of their cycle, but are still returning some funds back to us. As we dive deeper into Alameda, at 6051 West Alameda, demolition happened last November on that property, and we're currently reviewing bidders on the RFQ issued in May 2025 to open the door for some new development in that lot. We've also updated our revolving loan fund this spring and already have 2 active participants, so that's exciting. Shifting over to Belmar. This is one of our strongest success stories over the past 25 years, as you know, since the redevelopment first began. And as I mentioned in a previous slide, the assessed property values increased more than 500%. This is a clear example of how reinvestment can reshape the entire district and become an anchor of economic vitality for the city. Moving to the Colfax and Wadsworth reinvestment area. The Creekside project has shown how one project has spurred economic activity and investment along the whole corridor. There was an impact study in 2008 that showed that Creekside produced nearly $7 million in economic and fiscal benefits, and that included more than $1 million in net new revenues for Lakewood. Today, as you know, it's a home to the Super Walmart and provides nearly 50,000 additional square feet of retail and services. At West Colfax, we are reviewing as well the RFQ responses for the property at 6203, 6205 West Colfax, and again, hope to have a decision to present to the board in the coming months. For Westland and Colfax Safety Project, I'll share more in the preceding slides. Starting with Westland, I'm excited to share that the demolition at the Westland site starts tomorrow. You know, there's some delays due to state authorization and abatement, but we're finally moving forward and clearing the way for hopefully something new and exciting to come. On the Colfax Safety Project, we contributed $1.5 million towards making the physical corridor safer for pedestrians, transit riders, and drivers between Sheridan and Teller. Another highlight there has been our pilot safety grant, where we allocated $100,000 in LRA funds to support 28 applicants to help improve safety for their business. The Bend. This past May, Council approved the Bend reinvestment area. This is a new metropolitan district that's going to support mixed-use development. And as agreements are currently being negotiated, we're eager to see how this site grows to a destination that attracts investment and brings some new energy to Lakewood. And this was quick and easy, but just to close, I just want to emphasize the vision driving our work. We're not just managing numbers, but we're really using LRA funds to catalyze Lakewood's future. We want this city to be a place where people can stay, invest, and thrive. I think it's common that it's seen as a bedroom community, but we really want it to be a destination in its own right. So when we can intentionally activate our underutilized land and reinvest in ways that are community driven, we can grow with pride and purpose. So I'm new to this role, but I see enormous potential for Lakewood to shine, and I really look forward to working with y'all to build that future together. And I will turn the floor over to Chairperson Strong for any questions.
Great, thank you so much. And we're very excited to have you aboard. I will start off questions. I've got one hand up, Commissioner Shahrazadi.
Yes, thank you, and welcome, Mr. Chan. Excited to get to work with you more. I wanted to ask about the Oak Street Station betterment. So this is that was highlighted because that is an investment we've already made. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I wonder if it's worth relooking at, because the Oak Street Station has never been activated. Like, the ground floor has never done anything other than sit vacant. And I guess I'd love to understand, like, can the LRA revisit properties like ones that they've previously invested in to sort of help suss out what maybe some of the challenges were, because the activation was never realized in that space?
So it was designated in 2008. So it's been a minute. So we can, the board, city council can reopen that conversation, I believe. And so just as we can explore new reinvestment areas in other parts of the city, we can also take a look at some others that have that could be worth revisiting, and that can be a discussion for a future agenda. But I'll add that to my notes.
Thank you.
A very quiet group this evening. We have no other questions. Councillor Lowe.
I just wanted to welcome Mr. Chanda Lakewood and express my enthusiasm that he's going to be leading this work in the coming months and years. I think it's exciting to see what happens in the coming months and years on this front.
Thank you, Councillor Lowe. Excited to work with you too.
Councillor Ryan.
I'll echo those. We're excited to finally have an economic development person to lead the way here, and so we're thrilled to have you. I wonder, there's been a lot of talk about how we're as a LRA kind of expanding how we normally think about using LRA money. And I wonder if you're in a position to be able to talk about that. Some of that's been shared in other meetings, but I just kind of want to hear what your thoughts and vision would be on how we might, as a city, think about LRA money.
Again, this is week 3, so bear with me, Councillor Ryan, but I think there's a lot of opportunities for us to leverage LRA funds. We've done some creative pieces in the past with purchasing land, properties, but as we are entering some potentially turbulent times with our economy, I think there's ways that we can partner and be more collaborative with other agencies, with our neighboring cities, potentially with engaging the philanthropic sector. So I think there's opportunities for us to cross-pollinate our funding streams and using LRA as that catalytic base to leverage those other potential partners in the future.
Very good. And I fully appreciate you've not been here very long. And I look forward to hearing more about your vision and thoughts on that issue as you do have a chance to settle in. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to take just a second and step back. I owe an apologies to everybody. I kind of stepped in front of Director Bjorklund and handed the floor to Mr. Chen. Director Bjorklund, I saw your hand up for a second. Would you like to say a few words, say any words? All the words.
Yes, I just wanted to say thanks for your patience on how long it took to find the right person, but I think we do have the right person now with Will Chen. He has over 20 years of experience in economic development. He came from Denver and he's been in leadership roles since 2011 there. So there's a lot we can learn from the lessons learned at Denver and the good things that they've done. So I just wanted to thank you for your patience on it. And I'm really looking forward to Will's vision on where he wants to go and being able to work with all the departments on that and City Council.
Thank you.
Thank you, CFO Bjorklund.
Commissioner Isabel Cruz and then Commissioner Wolfram.
Thank you. And you want to echo the gratitude and congrats on coming in. And we're really excited to have you and for this vision, particularly in West Colfax, on our part of town. And I just had 2 quick questions. One, I know you mentioned that, and it's also new. So it was probably the vision for this coming later, but I know we've talked about kind of Sheridan as a new area of interest. And so just curious if this budget kind of includes continuing along exploring that.
Yeah, the LRA's mission is really designating blighted urban renewal areas, right? So council can have those conversations to approve new project plans, new areas, just like you guys did in May for the Bend. I think Sheridan is a great opportunity to engage in that conversation. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay, great. That's helpful. And then I'm also curious, since we're kind of at this juncture where a couple of LRA, a couple of our areas have stopped like collecting funds, like what happens with those fund balances and what is like the transition on those?
Yeah, so the transitions, once we start closing them, they'll just be reinvested back into other areas. And so it's just almost like a revolving loan fund, right? And so once they close, we can redesignate that to other areas and other priorities. So we have 3 that are transitioning out. We have 2 that are active. And again, with the conversation with Sheridan, we can reopen that conversation for more to come.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wolfson.
Hi, Mr. Chan, and I echo the welcome. Very excited to work with you. I was just doing the reading for this tonight. We are on page 13. It says on the bottom that we want to work and enhance the quality of life to comply with recent legislative changes. And I didn't know if it was reasonable to go into any specific legislative changes that you were thinking were going to affect the work along the way.
I think the active zoning conversations are happening will have an impact on our future conversations with any potential developments, engaging with the private sector. Again, there's some transitions with the federal level in terms of various funding streams that we can tap into. And there's just a lot of transitions, not just me stepping in, but I think there's a lot of pieces that we are still waiting to come and ready to be adaptable when those changes occur.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Lowe.
I would just briefly piggyback on what Commissioner Cruz already said, which I just sometimes do, and echo that I think the Sheridan corridor is a really important corridor. Obviously, borders Ward 2 and Ward 3. I think there's real interest in economic development along the Sheridan corridor, and more we can do there. So not a subject to dig into more at this moment, but certainly something I hope we can work on over the next year or two.
Definitely. Thank you.
Commissioner LeBier.
Hi, thanks, Mayor. I just want to add a little of that, and maybe if somebody has an update on Sheridan, that'd be great to hear about that, because the impetus for expanding our board at the LRA was because we were working on expanding the urban renewal area to Sheridan, and that was in 2022. So I'm just wondering if we have any sort of updates on that. I know we were engaging businesses up and down Sheridan, and we already identified some areas where we were looking at expanding the urban renewal area. So I just don't know if we have any updates on that or not.
I can follow up on any updates we have. I think trying to engage with if there's an opportunity to create a bid, looking at who are the partners there that can be the champions for that reinvestment area. And so I haven't met that community yet, but as we move forward, I will make sure to engage with the commissioners on this call to have community at the table.
I can add to that. So Robert was working on it before he left the city, but there wasn't a lot of progress that had been made. There had been some discussions with the consultant, but when Robert left, we put it on hold until we had a new director. So I expect that we'll be jumping into it fairly soon, but we are really starting fairly at the beginning because there's been a period of time in which we've paused it.
Thanks, Holly, and thanks, Will. That's very helpful. That really just leads into my thoughts, which is I was just wondering if you guys are still working on that, because I would not want to see council have to do more council actions on it. I'd rather just, wait for the progress to happen as needed. So thanks, Holly. Appreciate that.
All right. And that is the last hand I have up. Do you have any final question askers before we adjourn tonight's meeting? Okay. Well, with that then, seeing no further business, I will go ahead and adjourn the LRA study session at 8:22 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.